The war between Russia and Ukraine has already transformed Europe's borders, its diplomacy and its moral landscape, yet now it is literally transforming its waters. This week, fishermen off the Black Sea coast of Zonguldak in Turkey, an area better known for coal mines and conflict, found themselves face to face with the physical debris of war. Ukrainian missile propulsion engine washed ashore and tangled in fishing nets. At first it seemed a curiosity, a strange metallic shape floating in the waters. Listen to the fishermen finding it.
Akçakoca açıklarında kıyıdan 2 mil uzaklıkta ay ışığı 67 teknemizle salyangoz avcılığı yaptığımız esnada denizde bir yabancı cisim gördük. Bunu 112 aracılığıyla sahil güvenlik, jandarma ve deniz polisi...
But as the Coast Guard and the Marine Police arrived, the truth emerged. The object was not just wreckage, there was the remains of a missile engine, a Ukrainian-made propulsion system stripped of explosive charge but loaded with symbolism. It had drifted nearly 800 meters from the Black Sea coast, where fishermen, accustomed to hauling snails and mackerel, instead brought in the wreckage of Europe's bloodiest conflict in modern times. This event reveals much about the expanding reach of the war. The Black Sea has become a dynamic, unpredictable theatre of conflict, one that transcends national boundaries. Russian drones have crashed in Romania, missile fragments have been found in Bulgaria and Moldova, drifting naval mines have already threatened shipping lanes near Turkey and Georgia. What happens in Odessa or Sevastopol no longer stays confined to Ukraine's borders, it now washes up quite literally on the shores of NATO's states. The discovery near Zonguldak is especially significant. It sits on the coast, on the Turkish coast opposite Crimea, the peninsula annexed by by Russia in 2014 and heavily militarized since. The Black Sea, once an inland lake of commerce and grain exports, has now become a graveyard of drones, missiles and broken alliances. Every current carries a trace of the war's detritus, fragments of metal, oil slicks, stories of destruction. It also underscores Turkey's precarious position. Ankara maintains a delicate neutrality, balancing its NATO membership with ongoing relations with Moscow. It supplied Ukraine with Bayraktar drones and mediated grain corridor deals, yet it also buys Russian gas and maintains cordial ties with the Kremlin. Now, the sea that links these two nations is literally delivering the consequences of that balancing act to Turkey's own beaches. The missile engine itself, found during a snail fishing expedition, is a haunting metaphor. A weapon designed for precision and power, now inert and barnacle-covered, carried by currents in the nets of ordinary people. The Black Sea currents have become conveyors of conflict, spreading evidence of war across borders that diplomacy has failed to seal. From a security perspective, the Turkish Coast Guard's handling of the incident was swift and professional. The object, confirmed as Ukrainian-made, posed no explosive risk and has since been transferred to Istanbul for forensic inspection by the General Staff Laboratory. But even without a detonation, it's already exploded the illusion that the Black Sea remains neutral or insulated from the conflict. The environmental implications are also grave. The presence of military debris, from missile casings to drone fragments and mines, risks contaminating marine ecosystems, disrupting fishing industries, and endangering coastal economies already weakened by climate and overfishing. The fishermen of Zonguldak, who once hauled symbols of sustenance from the sea, are now hauling the residue of destruction. The discovery is a reminder that modern warfare has no neat front lines. The winds and tides carry its remnants across frontiers, just as misinformation and propaganda flow through digital networks. The Zonguldak missile engine is, in effect, a message in a bottle from a war itself, a tangible fragment of chaos, delivered to a country that has tried against all odds to stay afloat in neutrality. We should see this not merely as an oddity, but as a warning. If the Black Sea is now a carrier of the war's waste, it's also a mirror of how conflict pollutes everything it touches. Waters, economies, and moral certainties alike. Turkish fishermen found a missile engine. The rest of us should see it as an omen that in a globalized world, no war remains contained, and even the sea can no longer wash the blood away.